Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Welcome on into the James Kitchen and Bar. BJ Rains and Jordan Kaye with you. This is the spot. We will be on Saturday starting at noon. Come hang out. We won't be right here at the bar. We'll be outside on the patio, maybe. But maybe post-game, depending on how things go. But hopefully on Saturday, you will come join us at the James Kitchen and Bar. We'll be here starting at noon, hanging out. You can come get some free swag. We got some shirts. We got some koozies, some other stuff we'll be passing out. And you can enter to win a free keg from Stein Distributing, our sponsor, Cutwater Spirits. So if you're interested in registering, they're doing a tailgating pack that includes a free keg for your next watch party, tailgate, whatever you want to do it. And you have to just come, say hi to us, drop your name in the bucket, and we'll draw a name, I guess, on the post-game show. We'll be doing our live pregame show here starting at 2:30. So we are super excited to be at the James Kitchen and Bar. And we thought we'd come here today and kind of get the interest going a little bit for Saturday. And, again, hope to see all of you. The patio is going to be popping. It's going to be a beautiful day. You got the stadium right there. Can't wait. And, again, giving away a free keg. It comes with the tap. You know this better than I do, but what do you need? A tap? You don't need cup, a tap. The ice. Whatever you need.
You just need a kegerator.
Okay. Well, it comes with everything you need. I think I even throw in a couple bags of ice. And it's just they give you a certificate. You don't actually take the keg with you. You pick a game, they'll deliver it or bring it to you. It's going to be a lot of fun. We appreciate our friends at Stein Distributing for that. But you got to come hang out at the James. You got to see Perry at the bar. You got to see everybody here and have a good time. And we'll enter your name in there. But Dylan Cooper says, I'll be there. Looking forward to that. We got someone saying, save me a seat. So we'll see what we can do. But, yeah, come on by on Saturday. Looking forward to it. 2:30, by the way, will be the live pregame show. If you can't make it down, make sure you're ready about 2:30 to watch us on the social media channels of Bronco Nation News. As I said, we got Jordan Kaye here, and we're going to start to turn the table, I think, towards the UCF game. I think people are tired of talking about the Washington loss. And we'll kind of frame the discussion on the importance of this game on Saturday and just kind of what we're seeing, what we're thinking heading into this home opener. We'll see today if Boise State gives out any kind of a ticket update. My understanding is it's going better, so we'll see what happens there. I think there were some opportunities for some faculty and staff to get some free tickets, so they're filling it in. It's going to be a big crowd on Saturday and should be a fun atmosphere. And, man, this is a game Boise State really needs to win, Jordan.
Oh, boy, do they. This is probably, man, I think – outside of the San Diego State game last year, this is the most pressure I would say Andy Avalos has faced in his time as Boise State's head coach. You lose this game, you go 0-2. All of a sudden, there's some questions being asked. You know, as much as we want to hold off on saying, hot seat or pressure or anything, you lose this game, and all of a sudden, all those questions start to, kind of swirl around, and the possibility of 2 and 3 becomes much more likely. Boise State needs to win this game just to kind of make sure that, hey, everything is okay in Boise. Everything is okay with Andy Avalos. Everything is okay with Taylor Green. Everything is okay with this offense. And that is just, I think it would be a huge weight off the shoulders of everyone in Boise if it could just go the way they need it.
Do you think everything is okay with Taylor Green in this Boise State offense?
I do and I don't. I think you look at that game and, man, Bush Hampton even admitted it. There was a lot of overcoaching. I mean, it just did not make sense, the things they were doing. Even from what we've seen in practice, it ran contrary to everything. All he talked about the entire fall camp since he got here, we need to put the ball into our playmakers' hands. And George Holani and Ashton Genty were hardly a factor in the first quarter.
Yeah.
We didn't see really much creativity with getting wide receivers out in space. We didn't see Prince Strawn. We didn't see Taylor Green run. I mean, all these things that we were just hoping for, the end of the game comes and you're like, where was that? Where was any of this stuff? This is not the offense that we were promised. And if I'm a Boise State fan, I have so much left to be desired after that game.
Yeah, I think they're kicking themselves a little bit with the usage of some of the plays and the run versus pass. And I think a couple things are very evident. And again, maybe they think that UCF's going to know this and they try to outsmart themselves again. But
yeah,
I would suspect much more Ashton Genty running the ball, much more Taylor Green running the ball, and much more, wide receiver sweep option. They're going to do much more. I think on the ground, they're going to really try to establish the running game.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting part was you watch that first quarterback, there was a lot of creativity pre-snap.
Yeah.
I mean, you see some sets, the first play of the game, Ashton Genty is motioned out as an outside, not even motioned out. He lines up as an outside receiver, then is motioned back in. I mean, there are other plays where Steph Cobbs is in the backfield and then goes out to the slot, or where Genty's in the slot and comes back. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of things to try and trip up Washington's defense, and they just didn't fall for the eye candy. And then not helping that, that's kind of where the creativity stopped. This also might be a very different story if, Steph Cobbs catches a pass on third down in the first quarter, if Riley Smith doesn't slip coming out of a break in the first quarter, if Billy Bowens is able to haul in, the 2 or 3 passes he dropped.
If George Holani doesn't commit that penalty. Or, get injured for a little bit. There's a lot of what ifs like that. And if those things would have gone correctly, hey, maybe this is a little bit different of a conversation right now. Let us know your kind of level. You've had a couple days to think about it, a couple days to digest it. I know everyone's ready to move on, but what is your level of concern, I guess, in terms of the offense, the defense, where you're at with things going into the UCF game? Do you feel any more at ease and better about it on a Wednesday, or do you still feel really nervous and not happy with what happened in the Washington game and it carrying over? Let us know there in the ICCU YouTube chat. We'll get to your comments and thoughts and things here on YouTube. We got a lot of comments already coming in. Love to interact with folks here if you got a question or comment for Jordan or I. Again, we are at the James Kitchen and Bar. They're setting up. They open at 11. They got happy hour later today from 3 to 5. Just a beautiful day to come hang out on the patio. I say it every time, Jordan, but every time I come here to do a show, I'm always jealous. I can't stick around and have a beer on the patio here or something. Honestly. Because it's we'll have a few on the post game show. Kent Riddle and I, if Boise State can find a way to win, we'll hang out here on a Saturday night. It's going to be fun. But again, we'll be here at noon. If you just joined us, we'll be here on Saturday starting at noon. Free swag, shirts. We got some stuff we're giving away. Come by starting at noon on Saturday. You can register and hang out on the patio, have some drinks, have some food, and it's going to be a lot of fun. They got all the TVs on with all the games and stuff. So if you're wanting to not deal with traffic, get down here early. Come on down to the James, and we'll be here starting at noon. They open at 11 on Saturday, so looking forward to that. Barry, open at 11 on Saturday, right? 11 o'clock on Saturday? 10 o'clock on Saturday. Oh, they're opening early, 10 o'clock on Saturday. Good thing I checked. There you go. You can come starting at 10. Don't have to worry about traffic, and there's some sneaky good parking spots back here in this neighborhood that you can steal and then for free, and then walk right over to the stadium after you hang out at the James. So again, let us know what you're thinking, and we're getting to some comments here. If we call 26 pass plays versus 28 run plays, they will lose. Let's see. Glad to see the coaches admitting they overcoach. We have the talent, need to let the guys show it. If Boise State Boise shuts down the RPO run game, makes their QB throw the ball, they should win.
That's a lot. Yeah, a lot easier
Ralph
said
Fox,
than done.
I believe, a UCF fan chiming in. UCF drops Boise to 0-2 is his prediction there. You said a lot to do there. We'll get back to that in a second. But great that Dirk simplified the playbook. Reality is the playbook has to expand.
Sure, yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
Why do you agree with that?
With Derek,
just because Derek said it, right? Whatever Derek says, we have to agree with.
No, I mean he's right.
Derek.
Last year it was very simple, and defenses were going to catch on eventually. It does have to be expanded. I mean, there's going to be throws that Talon has to make this year that maybe he wasn't asked to make last year. There's going to be reads that he was asked to make last year that he didn't or asked to make this year that he didn't have to. I mean, last season was a very simple offense, and it worked. It was a lot of RPO stuff. It was, hey, Talon, read this one guy and make a decision. And Washington kind of put two edge guys super wide, very similar to what Fresno State did in the Mountain West Championship game. And it kind of stymied things. And Boise State didn't have a good answer for that. I think when you talk about those RPO stuff, someone brought it up. UCF is so good at running that RPO. I mean, you watch the quarterback, John Rice Plumlee, who's going to be, I mean, this is not great for Boise State facing Michael Penix and Plumlee on back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
They might not have had to face, two guys like that in a couple years. But that's the problem right now for the defense. All the things last game, the big concerns, eye control, fundamentals, discipline, those are the things that UCF usually exploits out of a defense. And I'm a little nervous, to say, hey, they're going to be able to get everything fixed. It's like, there's a lot to get fixed, and also there's a crazy challenge coming up. So, there's a lot that makes me nervous for this Boise State team.
We'll get to more of some of your comments and questions here shortly. I do want to thank a couple of our sponsors. BVA, Ball Ventures, Alquist, one of our new sponsors here at Bronco Nation News. They did the Eagle View Landing, or they're working on the Eagle View Landing. The Top Golf is open, obviously. So we'll be telling you more about BVA, but everywhere you look, a new development popping up. There's usually a BVA banner up on the side of the fence, because they're helping grow the community. And that Top Golf obviously is a spot you need to check out if you haven't. And we appreciate Tommy Alquist and company. We'll be telling you more about BVA moving forward. Our friends over at Taco Bell as well, I want to remind you, they've donated more than $300,000 in student scholarships for the men's and women's basketball team. TacoBellWorks.com. You can get more information on what they're doing there. SON Management, the Nicolason family, they're putting their money where their mouth is in terms of supporting Boise State and Boise State student athletes. So next time you're looking for a quick fast food meal, make sure you check out our friends at Taco Bell. RoePaint.com, our title sponsor. Check them out. ROEPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. Looking forward to some stuff we got going on with RoePaint.com. But 5 times stronger than epoxy, the one-day install. Check them out at RoePaint.com. Also looking forward to Friday, 2 hours from now, 2 days from now, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. on Friday. If you're able, if you want to go to the UCF game and you don't have tickets yet, 50-yard line. Lithia Ford of Boise has given away 4 tickets at the 50-yard line. So you got to come say hello to Jay Tust and I on Saturday. Lithia Ford of Boise has given them away. And we're just doing our show there in conjunction with that at 11 o'clock on Friday. Jay and I will be broadcasting from an F-150 Lightning. If you want to come meet Jay Tust, he's agreed to waive his appearance, his autograph, picture fee. You can come meet Jay, hang out, check out the new F-150 Lightning, and register. Lithia Ford of Boise giving away 4 tickets at the 50-yard line Friday, 11 o'clock at Lithia Ford of Boise. And our friends at Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com, the best in mobile e-branch online banking. Check them out. Never been easier and never been more happy with our mobile online banking experience. So if you're unhappy, or even if you are happy, I guarantee you'll like it even better if you make the switch to our friends over at Idaho Central Credit Union. All right, we got some more comments and things. We want to see what continue to pop up here in the chat. Let's see. Derek says Jordan Kaye is my guy. So there we go. There we go. Let's see. UCF has been focused only on this game since last season ended. Will the game versus Washington hurt Boise as they didn't have long to game plan?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, it doesn't help either that UCF finished the game at Kent State on Thursday night and Boise State. So they had 2 extra days to practice than Boise State.
Now, Lisa says current ticket holders are being offered free tickets to the UCF game. I know that faculty and staff were also given free tickets, in some cases up to 10 free tickets to go to this game on Saturday. So it's going to be a packed house one way or the other, Jordan.
Yeah.
So it should be a lot of fun. I don't understand why Boise State had so much trouble selling tickets for this game. It frankly should have already been sold out I am someone that paid $100 a ticket and bought 4 tickets. I get it. It's expensive right now. The tickets are pretty expensive for this game. You want to take a family of 4. I think the cheapest ticket I saw was $75.
Yeah.
$300 to get in the door with no food or snacks or parking or beer. I mean, I get it. It's expensive, but you would think in a town of 800,000+ people, they still, for a game of this magnitude, could get people to afford the tickets. They were obviously struggling yesterday, decided to give away free tickets to staff and faculty, several hundred tickets for free. Now it sounds like current ticket holders, according to Lisa, also being offered free tickets to the game. Not what you want to see in terms of needing to make some money and fill in the stadium. They may have overshot it and charged a little too much, I guess, for the tickets.
Sure.
But I guess that the final, overarching thing is that one way or another, it should be a packed house on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big goal. Whatever, PR battles you want to fight or lose, it's like you got to make sure people get in the stands any way possible. And if that's making sure your faculty's, there, or whoever, or current season ticket holders, make sure people are happy and make sure people are in the stands.
Yeah, and so it should be a fun, packed house atmosphere. And if they're having trouble with tickets for this game, just think about the North Dakota game next week.
I'm not even looking forward to that one.
Jordan's not really a morning guy. We're just hoping he makes it by halftime. And
North Dakota.
We'll tell him what happened in the first
Boise
half.
State really got screwed with some of the scheduling stuff. First of all, outside of like San Jose State, and I mean, that's borderline. And this UCF game, the schedule is horrible. North Dakota game at 10 a.m. is brutal. And then you got that Black Friday game, which is always tough. It's like not great for ticket sales.
No, not at all. And you got New Mexico and Wyoming coming into town. And San Jose's a little better. They're not a name program that's going to bring a lot of people,
we got someone chiming in. What are your thoughts on Prince Strawn, the guy we hyped up so much? Did not play.
They even brought him out to do interviews last week. So you thought, okay, he's going to be a guy that's involved in the game plan. And then Prince Strawn just did not see action in the game. I did see him taking some reps, today in terms of with Talon.
Yeah.
Which sometimes is telling which wide receivers are going with Talon versus who's taking reps with the backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a thing. And I guess he played. Somebody said he's got a couple snaps. I
think he was on special team stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him walking off the field after the game, and I'm like, his jersey is way too white. He should have definitely been involved more.
Yeah.
And it was so weird, too, because of all the drops and things. Nobody else was doing anything. It was kind of like, give this guy a shot. Bush Hamden did say, I think they had 5 to 8 plays where they were hoping to get him out there, and they just never came in terms of what they were looking to call. So we got to remember he's a freshman. He's learning an offense. He's learning college football for the first time.
But
we may have overhyped him a little bit, but we don't know the things like behind the scenes, like the knowledge of the playbook, knowledge of the offense.
I don't care about the knowledge of the
just
playbook.
Want to go route?
Yeah, I don't care about his knowledge of the playbook or anything. The fact that he was not on the field for one play on a game when you are getting blown out and your wide receivers are really struggling.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Throw him a screen pass. Say, hey man, get in coverage. Throw him a back shoulder fade. You don't need I don't need a playbook to run a back shoulder fade.
Yeah.
Those are things him and Taylor have worked on.
Especially when it was going so bad for the other
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Okay, this is the perfect time to give him a shot out there.
Again, we talk about you have to use your talent, and Boise State did not use their talent.
I'll just say this. There's a lot we don't know about when it comes to injuries, when it comes to guys' knowledge of the playbook. And we heard that, there was, things that came out after Jeremy McNichols left where Brett Rippon was having to tell him what the plays were all the time. I mean, there's just things we have no idea what's going on. So I'm not saying he doesn't know. I'm not saying he's not ready. I'm just saying the coaches are with them, 40 hours a week.
I know.
I'm going to give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt. But if I'm saying, as we said at the beginning of the show, things that are going to be different on Saturday, I think Talon Green runs more. I think the team in general runs more. I think Ashton Genty gets 20+ touches in terms of receiving, rushing.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be used on punt returns some, maybe even kick returns. I think they're going to get the ball in Ashton Genty's hands as much as possible. And then I would put at least a couple plays. You got to get Prince Strawn out there on the field.
100%. The Genty part, I mean, he had a pretty good impact in the pass game, but I don't know if he ever caught a pass out of the slot or anywhere. A lot of the passes that he caught were him coming out of the backfield and kind of a dump off thing or a little screen. So that'll be interesting too. If that
little thing they do, the wide receiver comes over and then it's a little forward pass. It's like a shovel pass.
Oh yeah.
Because then if it's dropped, it's incomplete. Instead of a fumble, if you try to hand it to them.
Sure.
They use that with the receivers, but that wouldn't shock me if that's something where Jenny lines up in the slot and they just bring him across on something like that. But I'm going over 20 touches. I might even go over 25 touches when you factor in the special teams punt returns.
I don't know if he's getting on punt returns or kick returns.
We'll see.
Maybe.
You weren't paying attention out there at practice today, I guess.
I saw,
okay,
but we'll see.
I think that he proved in that last game that the more you can get him the ball, good things happen.
Correct. Yeah. 20. I would say 20.
He looks
25. That's fair because you're thinking that he's probably going to get 14, 15 carries.
15 carries, give him 4 or 5 receptions, couple special teams plays maybe. I think he at least gets over 20, and I think you need to for this game.
This is a great point.
Defense is going to have to be ready for how fast UCF gets to the line of scrimmage. They love to play fast. They do.
This is like think of the Oregon teams from the early 2010s, the LaMichael James, Marcus Mariota.
Where the defense is looking over at the sideline for the call, and they're already snapping the ball.
This is not a good matchup for a defense that has struggled with miscommunication, the eye control, all that stuff. UCF is going to go at a blistering pace. They are going to have eye candy. They are going to do RPOs. They are going to have Boise State's eyes everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they are going at such a pace that, DJ Strahm might not have time to call out the play to everyone else and make sure they know what they're doing. If everyone is not on the same page, this could. You saw UCF. Granted it's Kent State, but man, they can do that to a lot of different teams.
By the way, when I actually learn a ton. I don't know why I say actually, but I learn a ton watching Ball Talk with Sanford and Johnny and Mike Sanford with the breakdown of UCF, and he mentioned a play that is a Gus Malzahn staple. He said, which I had never heard of, but it's called Fight Song. And it's a play called Fight Song, and essentially it is where they do an unbalanced line where when you're not paying attention, the left tackle goes and lines up at receiver, and he's ineligible, but then the tight end is lined up at left tackle. And so when you're a D lineman, just the way it looks is that it's the left tackle. You're not paying attention. There's nobody covering him. They caught a touchdown pass against Kent State where the tight end was lined up as left tackle, went out, was wide open, caught a 20-yard touchdown. And Mike Sanford was talking about how that's a Gus Malzahn staple. Oh, that's called Fight Song. So I went on, just to see how prevalent that is.
Yeah.
And I went on YouTube, and sure enough, there was a couple people talking about the play called Fight Song where there's a mismatch. And now I'm going to be looking for Fight Song. He says Gus Malzahn loves to run it. It's a mismatch play. And they probably won't run it 2 games in a row. You never know. But the things that you learn watching Ball Talk with Sanford and Johnny.
He's fantastic.
We're going to actually start a new segment on the pregame show where Mike Sanford will do a film study and break down the upcoming opponent. So I am excited about that moving forward.
Good point. Markel Reed. I thought, I thought it could have been a lot of different things. It sounded like talking to Andy Avalos that the reason Markel Reed wasn't out there is they're trying to slowly work him back and try and keep him on, not officially, but probably
7 plays.
Yeah, it sounded like a snap count or something. So, he didn't even come into the game till Boise State was down 30 late in the third quarter. No, I'm with you. It's he does have the injury history and stuff, and you're trying to think, hey, we've got to keep him for the long haul. But yeah, that was surprising how little he played, especially considering that, he's been out at practice all of fall camp. He's not a guy who's
listed as a co-starter.
Yeah.
And he talked to the media that week.
Yeah. That was very odd too.
Hey, if you're looking for some gear for Saturday's game, you're supposed to wear blue. That's the color. They're going to have a blue out, the blueandorange.store.com. You can probably guess that the team will probably be wearing all blue uniforms for the home opener. The blueandorange.store.com. Check them out online. You get free shipping if you make an order of at least $40 at the blueandorange.store.com. Our friends at Ridley's Family Markets want to remind you they've got 13 locations across the state of Idaho. Check them out, shopridleys.com. Find a location near you. Download the Ridley's app on your smartphone. Get savings up to 40% at Ridley's Family Markets. If you need business insurance, how about United Commercial Insurance? 229-8222, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. Check them out, United Commercial Insurance. Boise Dentistry Co. If you need a dentist, how about BoiseDentistryCo.com? They got 5 locations across the Treasure Valley, full family dentistry, and they make it an enjoyable experience for the family to go to the dentist. Those are my kids smiling there on the screen. So check them out, BoiseDentistryCo.com. Bauscher Real Estate, Matt Bauscher, the #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. We appreciate Matt Bauscher, part of the Amherst Madison Real Estate Advisors, and his support of Bronco Nation News. Check it out, BauscherRealEstate.com. Again, 243-8222. Here at as we continue on the Bronco Nation News Live here from the James Kitchen and Bar, again, we got great viewership coming in. Jordan and I will be on Saturday starting at noon. We got all kinds of swag we're giving away. We got some T-shirts. We got some koozies. We got some other stuff. We'll be out on the patio up here starting at noon on Saturday. The pregame show goes live at 2:30. But avoid the traffic, park, get downtown, come down here and watch the games, hang out, have some drinks at the James, and we'd love to meet you guys and hang out. And again, courtesy of Stein Distributing, we're giving away a free keg for your next tailgate party. So you just register, drop your name in the hat, and we'll pick somebody on the postgame show, I believe, for a free keg from Stein Distributing. So hope to see you on Saturday here at the James. What do you make of a 5-hour plus flight for UCF?
Yeah.
And they have decided to not come until Friday.
I hopefully they've done more research on the effects of flying than I have. Yeah, I was a little surprised to see that they weren't coming in Thursday.
Typically, that's a Boise State thing where they always go, if they're going more than like halfway across the country, even for the Memphis game, which going that way is a faster flight anyway, you're talking maybe a 3-hour flight to Memphis.
Yeah.
And they're going on Thursday for the Memphis game. A 5+ hour flight coming back the other way. Boise State, again, faster flight to UCF went on Thursday when they were playing in Orlando 2 years ago.
It didn't work out.
I mean, it did until, I get it. But,
the one thing I heard on the Wyoming-Texas Tech game is that Texas Tech flew in like as late as possible, like, Friday afternoon, because they were worried about the elevation. So they didn't want to be in elevation too long. I don't know if that's a factor.
Sometimes you want to get there earlier for the elevation.
It's actually not. I mean, based on what I've heard or read, it's like if you're only in it for like 24 hours, you don't really feel the effects as much. I don't know how much.
I've never put the elevation factor too much here in Boise.
No,
it's not
but
like it's. I don't see teams gasping for air on the blue like you do at Wyoming or Air Force or something.
That was the only thing I could think. Otherwise, it's kind of odd. And you said they're not flying out till Sunday, right?
They're staying 2 nights, but they actually elected and they did a study that instead of getting no sleep on the 5-hour flight back home all night Saturday night and getting back at 2 in the morning or whatever, 5 in the morning, I guess it would be the next morning in Orlando, they've decided to spend the night in Boise on Saturday and then have some meetings and things in the morning, and then they're going to fly out at like 11.
Yeah.
So they're wasting their whole Sunday flying back, with the players will at least get a good night's sleep on Saturday. So,
yeah.
I guess that Big 12 budget, they can't afford 3 nights hotel, man. They only had 2 and they had to choose Friday, Saturday. I mean,
I guess you'd rather have your guys, you can have GAs or whatever, cut all the film on Saturday night. And then when everyone's flying home, hey, you've got your guys watching film on the flight
for
back.
5 hours.
Yeah,
you can have some small meetings.
On good sleep too. So that's not crazy.
Now UCF trying to get that practice in on the blue field before they head to Boise. What are your thoughts on that? If you guys haven't noticed this or saw this, Masters Academy, it's an academy there in the Orlando area. They have a blue field, blue turf for football, lacrosse, I think soccer, and it sounds like one of these days. Maybe today, actually, today or tomorrow, UCF will be practicing on a blue field, taking buses, traveling off campus to get familiar with a blue field before they come to Boise.
Yeah. What's the Hoosiers thing? Hey, measures the hoop.
Yep.
Still 10 feet.
Yep.
Oh, measures the lines.
15 feet free throw line. Yep.
I mean, that seems like the way to go if you're, trying to do this, to make it something bigger than it is by saying this is such a big deal that we've got to go bus to a high school to really work on a blue field is crazy to me. I don't understand that. And, it's not like other teams have done this. You said Oregon State was the only one you could think of.
Oregon State in 2010. Now they got blasted in 2006.
Yeah.
So they were coming back in 2010 and they painted their entire practice field
blue. That's crazy.
Spent thousands of dollars painting their entire practice field blue for the week, and then lost again on the blue.
That's so funny.
It shows you, though, that if they're thinking about it, that there is maybe some sort of psychological advantage for Boise State.
I would bet a lot of money that in some Boise State meeting this week, that has been shown. Say, hey, these guys are, nervous enough to play you, that they are traveling to go practice on a blue field. They're scared, like, making some, football cliche, rah-rah speech.
I tried to ask Steph Cobbs about it yesterday, and he kind of laughed it off as he didn't think it was.
Yeah,
they can do what they'll practice however they want to get ready for the game or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that definitely shows there. Now, again, 10-6 the last 3 years at home, though. And that's something I'm writing about for Saturday. It's kind of my game day preview story is, yes, the overall number is 138-15, 90% winning percentage in the last 24 years, going back to 1999. They had a stretch there from 99 to 2014 where they went 104 on the blue. I mean, they were literally unbeatable. And now that
mystique, it's gone.
And that's what, Rocky Long said when they came in and won, and there was a big deal. Rocky Long said it, and a lot of people in Boise didn't like hearing it.
Yeah.
But there was a factor before where you would walk into the stadium and know that you had already lost and you had no chance.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the last couple of years, 10-6 the last 3 years, 8-5 the last 2 years under Avalos. That fear factor, which maybe UCF thinks differently, but that fear factor of coming into the blue, at least right now, isn't what it once was.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're 6-5 against FBS opponents, right?
7-5, I believe,
against FBS opponents.
I believe so.
Okay. Did they play one in 21?
21 they did, or I don't know. I don't have to look that up. I thought I saw it was 7-5 against FBS. 8-5. I guess that's against in the Avalos era. They have the UT Martin game. I'm trying to think of 21 who's on the home schedule. Either way.
Yes, it had to be someone because they lost to Oklahoma State, so they played someone first.
Was it Marshall?
Maybe
no, it wasn't Marshall.
No.
Don't put me on the spot.
Okay,
man.
sorry.
Make me look bad. Come on.
But yeah. I mean, a lot of that mystique stuff it's gone until it comes back. And right now, they don't have it. I think your FBS opponent is saying it's a little less than 50% chance that, we come in and win.
Yeah. And it
used to be like,
again, 100 wins and 4 losses. That's crazy to think about. 100 wins and 4 losses is what it was. And so it is gone at the time. I hate to say it. Boise State fans don't want to hear it, but, it's going to take one of those special efforts on Saturday with a packed house to kind of will them to a win. Because I think you look on paper, and if this game were being played, some random Salt Lake City or something, you would probably, and even the way it is, UCF's over a field goal favorite on the road.
Are
so,
they?
I mean,
what is it at now? 3.5? Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, so at least last I looked. So I mean, the fact that I think I'm leaning towards taking Boise State in this game, but I think it's it's one of those ones where I don't feel great about it. But I also like looking at the numbers, wouldn't feel great about it. But the fact that it's at home, it's going to be a packed house. Boise State at home, just fine. They've had some of the games against BYU, some of these just special games where they don't really deserve to win. I mean, going into the game, they're not the better team, you would say, maybe, or at least the numbers don't say they should win. And there's just the I don't know, not mystique, but just the ghosts of the blue turf come back.
No, I mean,
they just find a way to feed off that crowd and play well and win the game. And I just have a weird feeling they're going to find a way to win on Saturday.
No, I see that. Maybe it's because the bias or the recency bias that I've seen them. The 2 games where I was really nervous about them winning at home. BYU. No, I wasn't nervous about them winning at BYU. I thought they were going to destroy them. That didn't go well. And that was one of those tight games where you're like, man, the home crowd, something's going to push them over. And that didn't happen. And then the Mountain West Championship game. So,
like I said, the history of the last couple of years, especially under Andy Avalos, is not on their side in terms of playing well on the blue. So we'll see. As we said, they had to give away a lot of free tickets, but either way, it's going to be full. It's going to be rocking. I would assume it's going to be one of those special games. They had the scoreboard turned on today.
It looked awesome.
It is going to be really cool.
I've heard there's going to be some pretty sweet light shows throughout the game. And
which, again, I don't think
end of third quarter, early
hopefully
fourth
it's dark by then. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be dark by then. We'll see. But
that's true.
The first game might be tough. And then you have the North Dakota game week 2 at 10 a.m. We may not fully see the display of the light show till the October schedule rolls around because they've got 2 road games coming up after that. But I'm curious how much that scoreboard helps keep the sound in too.
Oh, that'll be interesting. We're gonna have to have.
I think it could be even louder than it is sometimes because that scoreboard is so much bigger. To kind of that south end zone has already been the end zone where all the false starts are. That's kind of been the end zone where if a game went to overtime or something, you'd probably pick that end. And now I think that with that scoreboard, I think you're going to have it be even louder at that end of the stadium.
Well, we're going to have BSU Pimp in the south end zone with his decibel meter. So we'll have him get some official readings for us.
We'll have to do that. Hey, looking forward to Saturday. Thanks for all the comments. Subscribe on YouTube there at the bottom of the screen. I think it's on which side is it? I think it's over here, this side. subscribe on YouTube at the bottom of the screen. Click that little subscribe button. Turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. We do this show every morning at either 9, 9:30, 10, depending on the schedule, with a different variety of co-hosts. We get you set for Saturday. Live pregame show, live postgame show. So after the game's over, before the game, make BNN a part of your game day routine as you get set for the game on Saturday. We'll have full coverage all week. We'd love to have you subscribe. We'll still give you a free welcome gift for subscribing, a round of golf at Timberstone, a Taco Bell gift card, or a gift card to the James, $25 here at the James Kitchen and Bar, if that is what floats your boat. So sign up for a $70 subscription, BroncoNationNews.com. Click the register button there at the top or subscribe. And then if you sign up for the yearly $70 subscription, we'll throw you a free gift to welcome you on board. And as I said, come hang out on Saturday. We'll be here at noon watching games, passing out free swag, and registering folks to win that free keg. So make Saturday, make a stop at the James to see the BNN crew part of your game day experience on Saturday. So looking forward to it, Jordan. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
What do we got coming the next couple of days in terms of coverage?
Yeah, going to have a film study, kind of talk to some coaches and players today and tomorrow just about, hey, what are you guys seeing from UCF? Like, what makes this team so good? And then a story on Riley Smith. He's one of the few guys who actually grew up in Florida, played high school football in Florida. And, man, his family, they flew to Seattle, rented a 15-person passenger van, and was drove to Coeur d'Alene yesterday and then Boise today. And so, that's a guy just super loyal and thought it'd be kind of cool to look deeper into him.
Clint's asking if out-of-towners can get a hat for signing up. I do have 1 or 2 hats left. If 1 or 2 people would rather have a BNN hat, sign up and I'll throw you a BNN hat for subscribing. The Taco Bell gift card, by the way, does work at any Taco Bell also. So if you want to sign up and you don't live in the Boise area, I will mail you a $20 gift card to Taco Bell, and you can use that in whatever great town you live in. But Clint, if you sign up, I'll get you a hat. We'll call that a deal. So appreciate everybody again for checking us out. Make sure you read Jordan's coverage. Come stop by the James on Saturday. Looking forward to seeing you. We're talking to Eric Chenander, Matt Miller, and Kane Ione here in about 20 minutes, and we'll get those interviews up on BroncoNationNews.com. So have a great rest of your Wednesday. NFL season starts tomorrow. We got the big Kansas-Illinois game on Friday, and then Boise State, UCF on Saturday. So if you're a football fan, the fun has finally arrived. So have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you later. Live from the James Kitchen and Bar. They open here in 5 minutes. Come have lunch. Come have a drink. Happy hour 3 to 5. We'll see you later. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.